It's November and this is the Library Roadshow. On the show today, stories, data, antiques, and more. Welcome to the November edition of the Library Roadshow. I'm Mary Stein, and this is a production of your East Baton Rouge Parish Library System. We've wrapped up most of our premier programs for the year, bringing you the Author-Illustrator series in person and pushing out the Mid-City Microcon and the Baton Rouge Mini Maker Fair to you virtually. Interestingly, these and other online programs, including lectures and author presentations, keep right on going, with thousands of views and interactions even after the live posting. You can take your time and view all of the individual panels and presentations from the Microcon at ebrpl.com/mcmc. And fabulous producer-director Stuart Polton has prepared the same kind of archival package for the Maker Fair. Find it at batonrouge.makerfair.com. Other virtual programs scheduled for November include free legal clinics with Southeast Louisiana Legal Services, Pro Bono Hour with the Louisiana Bar Association, new workshops from the Career Center, garden discoveries with natural materials for holiday decor, International Games Week, virtual book clubs, and more. But we're also carefully opening up library meeting rooms for live programs too. In partnership with the USS Kidd, we're screening Battlefield Home, Breaking the Silence on Monday, November 9th in the evening. And later that week, the 20th annual Attic Treasures and Collectibles event returns live and in person. As always, bring your collectibles and antiques to the main library for expert review on Saturday, November 14th. We'll host Mastering the Organization Process with Alyssa Trosclair on Sunday, November 15th, so you can get 1 or 2 steps ahead of the holidays. All of these in-person events require registration so that we can manage the crowd in this time of social distancing. And speaking of holidays, as in previous years, we're partnering up with Baton Rouge Parents Magazine for their annual Sock It To Me drive. So drop your donation of new, unworn socks into the sock collection box at any of our 14 children's rooms, and they'll be distributed to area homeless shelters, cancer patients, and the Council on Aging. Read more about these and other programs in this month's issue of The Source.
Free access to books, audio, and library resources are just a few of the benefits available to you when you get a library card. Need free access to a computer? You get that. Want free access to premium digital resources like Mango Languages and lynda.com? You get that. Need to book a meeting space? You get that. Heck, you can even check out a telescope or use a digital printer with your library card. If you live in East Baton Rouge Parish, pick up your free library card from your local branch library today. Premium access to everything the library system has to offer is waiting for you.
Now, when you hear eBooks at the library, you immediately think Overdrive. But we offer many more book collections accessible through the digital library. Adam St. Pierre joins us now to explain in the digital download.
Fans of Gale Virtual Reference Library, the library is pleased to announce to you that they are now Gale eBooks. Gale eBooks offers the same fantastic collection of digital reference books and test prep books with a better look and shorter name. So you can still find those great reference materials on topics like technology, social science, religion, LGBTQ interest, financial literacy, and so much more. You can even find reference materials on low-tech and high-tech making. So whether you need help with laser cutters, vinyl cutters, sewing machines, or just looking for cool projects, Gale eBooks has got you covered. And it's all free with that EBRPL library card. To check out Gale eBooks, head over to the digital library page at ebrpl.com.
Thanks, Adam. It's great that instead of miles of printed reference books at the main library, we can now offer the same info online to anyone, anywhere. Let's shift gears and check in with Kayla Perkins reporting in from Beyond the Stacks.
Well, here at the library, we love story time. Today, we caught up with Miss Sarah. She's going to tell us a fun story about a very inventive little girl.
Hi, my name is Miss Sarah, and today I will be sharing the beginning of a book with you that has been nominated for this year's Louisiana Young Reader's Choice Award. The title is Max Einstein, The Genius Experiment, and the authors are James Patterson and Chris Grabenstein. The stench of horse manure woke Max Einstein with a jolt. Of course! Even though she was shivering, she threw off her blanket and hopped out of bed. Actually, it wasn't really a bed, more like a lumpy water-stained mattress with frayed seams. But that didn't matter. Ideas could come wherever they wanted. She raced down the dark hall. The floorboards, bare planks laid across rough beams, creaked and wobbled with every step. Her red hair, of course, was a bouncing tangle of wild curls, and it was always a bouncing tangle of wild curls. Max rapped her knuckles on a lopsided door hanging off of rusty hinges. "Mr. Kennedy!" She knocked again. "Mr. Kennedy!" "What the?" came a sleepy mumble. "Max, are you okay?" Max took the question as permission to enter Mr. Kennedy's apartment. She practically burst through his wonky door. "I'm fine, Mr. Kennedy. In fact, I'm better than fine. I've got something great here. At least I think it's something great. Anyway, it's really, really cool. This idea could change everything. It could save our world. It's what Mr. Albert Einstein would have called an aha moment." "Maxine." "Yes, Mr. Kennedy?" "It's 6 o'clock in the morning, girl." "Is it? Sorry about the inconvenient hour, but you never know when a brainstorm will strike, do you?" "No, not with you, anyway." Max was wearing a floppy trench coat over her shabby sweater. Lately, she'd been sleeping in the sweater under a scratchy horse blanket because her so-called bedroom was, just like Mr. Kennedy's, extremely cold. The tall and sturdy black man, his hair flacked with patches of white, creaked out of bed and rubbed some of the sleep out of his eyes. He slid his bare feet into shoes he had fashioned out of cardboard and old newspaper. "Hang on," he said. "Need to put on my bedroom slippers here." "Because the floor's so cold," said Max. "Huh?" "You need to improvise those bedroom slippers because the floor's cold every morning, correct?" "Maxine, we're sleeping, uninvited above a horse stable. Of course the floors are cold. And in case you haven't noticed, the place doesn't smell so good either." Max, Mr. Kennedy, and about half dozen other homeless people were what New York City called squatters. That meant they were living rent-free in the vacant floor above a horse stable. The first 2 floors of the building housed a parking garage for Central Park carriages and stalls for the horses that pulled them. The top 3 floors, as far as the owner of the building knew, they were vacant. "Winter is coming, Mr. Kennedy. We have no central heating system." "Nope, we sure don't. You know why? Because we don't pay rent, Max." Be that as it may, in the coming weeks, these floors will only become colder. Soon we could all freeze to death, even if we were to board up all the windows. "That's not going to happen," said Mr. Kennedy. "We need the ventilation. All that horse manure downstairs stinking up the place." "Exactly! That's precisely what I wanted to talk to you about. That's my big idea. Horse manure!" I thank you for joining me today and invite you to check out Max Einstein, The Genius Experiment from one of our libraries to continue reading. If you would like to hear more wonderful story starters or tune in for a story time, please visit our kids' Facebook page. Every Sunday night at 6 p.m. we host Story Starters, where we read the first chapter of longer books we think you'll love. Every Monday night at 7 p.m. we host Good Night Stories for you to snuggle up and enjoy a bedtime story. Through November 24th, each Tuesday at 10 a.m., we will host Family Storytime with picture books, songs, rhymes, and fun. If you can't join us at any of these times, don't worry. Many of our videos are archived on our Facebook page for you.
For more story times, be sure to check out the Facebook page at facebook.com/EBRPLKids.
Thanks, Kayla. The kiddos really miss coming in person to spend story time with us, but having Miss Sarah and the whole team online really helps provide the continuity of familiar faces to our youngest patrons. You can view previous story times on the kids' Facebook page in the video section. I recommend that you join the Facebook group inside the kids' Facebook page so that you don't miss out on other features, such as fresh programming in Beanstack. Stay right there. After the break, Warren Crone joins me for a high-tech chat right here on the Library Roadshow.
I'm Zoe Kravitz from Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. Books are magical, and reading can transform your life. Libraries make sure people of all backgrounds can experience the wonder of literature through literacy programs and access to media. Spread the magic by supporting your library.
You're watching the November edition of the Library Roadshow. Everything you need to know about your local library system. Warren Crone serves as the GIS manager for the City Parish's Department of Information Services, but he spent the past few Novembers with the library staff and with our partners from the community to highlight GIS Day. Okay, Warren, what is GIS Day and what is GIS and why does it need its own day?
GIS stands for Geographic Information System, and we have a special day every year in November during the middle of National Geography Awareness Week. And I think it deserves its own special day because I love maps and I love data, and that's what GIS puts together.
Well, and now it's more a part of our lives with all these things on our phones and tracking apps and things that help us get to places and things that help us figure out what's happening, whether you're banding a bird or mapping traffic lights, right?
That's exactly right. I think folks have become used to all this new technology, this location-based technology, don't really put two and two together that it's all started with just regular GIS and mapping.
I love it.
That's what we try to bring out on GIS Day, are the different applications of the technology.
Because it's relevant in anyone's daily life. Well, who are our partners for this event? Besides the library, of course.
Since we're not going to do this in person this year, the library's really helped us out a lot with promoting it, obviously. But the City Parish, the Department of Information Services, Global Geospatial Institute is going to help with the educational part with students. And Baton Rouge Green and the Louisiana Community Forestry Program are also sponsors, yeah.
All right. And you wouldn't, at first glance, you'd think, well, why do trees matter? But trees do matter, don't they?
They matter a lot. They're the first defense from any kind of storm,
Sure.
But we have a special activity for students that Baton Rouge Green helps put on to teach them how to use GIS technology and record the location of trees and then learn what benefits that these trees provide to the environment.
And we've promoted that in the newsletter from time to time with that My Tree app. But you mentioned the students. In the past, we bussed the students into the library and they did things in person, and then we brought adults back in the evening. So what's planned for this year since we are in the midst of COVID-19?
It's going to be a little different. We still have, we've met our target of about 100 students, and rather than bringing them here, everything will be held virtually. So we'll have an activity to teach them how to build a story map. And I think this year's theme is presidential birthplaces.
Yeah.
And as well, after that activity, we'll have another to teach them about using MyTree, the app you just talked about.
All right. So there's a few extra things. We have kind of a partner in that there is a software company that makes the special software that we build all these things on called ArcGIS. And they have something special for us.
That's right. So in the evening, we're going to have a virtual speaker presentation event from 5:30 to 7. And we're going to have a couple of community activities leading up to November 18th where we're encouraging folks to use an app to either log their jog or their walk or their bike ride, and as well as mark their favorite places in Baton Rouge on a map.
That's kind of fun.
And we're going to select 5 winners from those activities to give away this ArcGIS software.
That would be cool to have.
Yeah.
And who are the panelists for the adult version that drops that evening?
That evening we're going to have, we have basically 3 speakers from, one from Baton Rouge out of the mayor's office to speak to us about applications of GIS during the COVID-19 response and recovery. We're going to have a guest speaker from on the West Coast out in Oregon who is a GIS support tech during wildfires.
Okay, and that's very high on everyone's topic list right now.
It's not something we're really familiar with so much around here as a think it's going to be an interesting presentation. And then the third one deals with wetland and land loss.
Which we do.
We do know that one.
Yes.
And the change detection software that's used to discover this.
To monitor it, because first you observe and you record, and then you quantify the change, and then you mitigate. And then we'll have some student presentation.
We're going to have intermingled with all those presentations. We'll have talks about what the students did that morning, as well as information about our recent launch of the Citizen Data Academy.
Yeah. Okay. So first of all, before we get to that, how do people sign up for GIS Day?
Good question. Go to the city's GIS Day webpage at gisday.brla.gov,
That's pretty simple.
Right? And there, right on front and center, you'll see a link to register for the event.
Okay.
All we're asking for is your name and email address.
Simple. Nobody's going to sell you anything.
No.
All right. So I really like that citizen scientist aspect that we're having with the GIS Day, and the fact that you can do a little logging and reporting ahead of time and maybe win this really cool software. But you're also offering other opportunities for the community to learn more about our community with the Citizen Data Academy. So how does that work?
This year was a goal of our department to have more outreach in the community and show folks what is capable with these free platforms we have for sharing all the city's data. And if you remember, way back in February, we actually had a lab here at the library on a
when
Saturday.
we were still in human
we
touch.
could do things in person. Well, because so much time went by and we didn't keep that up, we decided, hey, why not just use our virtual software to do this? So on October 13th, we had our inaugural Citizen Data Academy. We had 36 people attend.
Which would be great for anything.
Yes.
But the cool thing about this is it's recorded.
It's recorded.
So if you missed
anybody can go back to the website and view the presentation, view the talk, and even the questions that were asked during the session are all posted there with the answers.
That'd be
of
cool.
course.
Okay.
So the next one that's coming up is November 9th.
Okay.
And a follow-up to that will be December 15th.
Right. So building on what you learned in the first one.
Right. Exactly. These are progressive.
After the break, author and Tiger fan Chris Warner. Plus we have book reviews from one of our younger library patrons. All that and more coming up next on the Library Roadshow.
To knit fast, you have to keep your stitches up close to the points of the needles. I always wrap my yarn around my little finger and then my index finger.
Welcome back to the November edition of the Library Roadshow. Chris Warner was born in New Iberia, Louisiana. He attended LSU on academic scholarship, where he earned himself not just one, but 2 PhDs. Chris is best known for authoring a series of books on SEC history and traditions. Chris joins me by phone to discuss the new book entitled Inside the Eye of the Tiger. Good morning, Chris. Introduce yourself.
Hello, my name's Chris Warner. I'm from New Iberia, Louisiana. I live in Perdido Key, Florida. I'm a graduate of LSU and the University of New Orleans. And I'm here to talk about a new book that I have written and published. It's called Inside the Eye of the Tiger. And I co-authored the book with Jerry Simmons, tennis coach at LSU for 17 years.
What is Inside the Eye of the Tiger all about?
The book is a tell-all book. It's about Jerry's experience working next door to Coach Dale Brown in the athletic department offices there at LSU. And it's about the politics of LSU. The book is not about tennis. It spans from 1981 until 2003. And it takes you from the Bob Broadhead years all the way through to Nick Saban. It is an introspective look at what goes on behind the scenes. This is something that will interest all LSU fans. If you ever have wondered what goes on behind the scenes and what you are not privy to, Coach Simmons explains it clearly in this book.
What inspired you to write this book?
I was inspired to write the book because I was introduced to Jerry Simmons by his good friend, Dale Brown, the basketball coach at LSU, the legend. Dale introduced me to Jerry in 2003, And over the next 10 years, he and I put this book together. It's a tight read. It's 128 pages. You'll get through it quickly.
What do you hope readers will take away from your book?
What you will take from the book is that you'll learn what really happened during those years. All the interesting coaches, all the athletic directors, how the system works or fails to work to win sporting events. And Jerry makes the case in his book that it's much easier to win in a resource-rich environment than it is in a resource-deprived environment.
How can our viewers learn more about you or buy Inside the Eye of the Tiger?
You can learn more about me and the book at chriswarnerauthor.com. You can pick up the book on Apple Books or Google Books for $1.99, less than a cup of coffee, or you can pre-order a Dead Tree version of the book at chriswarnerauthor.com. And you can find out more about me, Chris Warner, the author and co-author with Jerry, at chriswarnerauthor.com.
Thanks, Chris. I love all this tiger lore. It's a purple and gold extravaganza. And for those of you watching at home, I have just 3 words: holiday gift giving. It's now time to check in with one of our younger patrons to find out what they've been reading at the library.
Hello, my name is Sarah. I am 7 years old. My favorite book is I Love My New Toy. When the pig says that he loves his new toy and then he lets his friend play with it, and then he spins it and it broke, and then he said, I am mad, and then he said, I am sad. Look at my new toy. I love my new toy. Why? What does it do? I have no idea. A tutor brings me to the library, and my favorite thing is reading.
Thanks, Sarah. It's great to see even the youngest in our community making good use of the library system. Stay right there. You're watching the Library Roadshow.
As the nation's doctor, I often get asked, what should I do if I think I might have coronavirus?
People who are sick should stay home. You don't go to an emergency room, you don't go to a clinic. You get on the phone and you ask for advice and instructions from your physician.
We don't want you to go into the ER or the doctor's office without talking to them first, because you might spread coronavirus to someone else. Please visit coronavirus.gov for more information.
Hello, my name is Lynette, and I am a career specialist with the Career Center at the East Baton Rouge Parish Library. Today, I'd like to talk to you about a great resource we have available for job seekers: free, downloadable resume and cover letter templates. When writing a cover letter or resume, most people prefer not to start from scratch, but to use a pre-made template with built-in formatting. However, we advise caution. Not all the templates out there are good ones. Many resume building websites charge a fee, even ones that claim to be free. Others may provide templates that have obsolete formatting, lack options for customization, or make it difficult to edit or change the document. Fear not, though, the Career Center has your back. Visit our website, careercenterbr.com. Go to the heading Job Search on the blue ribbon, and click on the subheading Resumes and Cover Letters. We offer templates of all types for job seekers, including new graduates, mid-level professionals, executives, and career changers. Our templates, created by certified professional resume writers, follow current best practices for resume and cover letter formatting. These templates are all free, and you can open one and start typing your document right away. Best of all, our templates are completely editable and customizable. We make it easy for you to make changes to the document, tailoring it to your specific situation. And if you get stuck, we're here to help. So, if you need a resume or cover letter, please check out our templates at careercenterbr.com. And if you'd like additional assistance with your resume or cover letter, feel free to call the Career Center at 225-231-3733.
Resumes have really changed. I watched the Career Center's new video on applicant tracking systems on YouTube, and boy, were my eyes opened. Anyone who's thinking about updating their resume needs to check out what's available in person, online, and on YouTube with the library's Career Center. It all starts at the main library on Goodwood, and it's all free with your East Baton Rouge Parish Library card.
Your library is more than just books. If you're looking for fresh fruit and vegetables, stop by the main library at Goodwood every Tuesday from 8 a.m. until noon, from now until the end of the year for the Red Stick Farmers Market. Let's check out what's in store today.
Hi, I'm Copper Alvarez, and I'm Executive Director of BRETA, the organization that runs Red Stick Farmers Market. Today, Red Stick Farmers Market is located out here at the main library on Goodwood. We're here from 8 a.m. to 12 noon with farm fresh produce picked yesterday.
My name is Jennifer Bromfield. I'm with Frank Thackeray Farms, and we're in Albany, Springfield, in the heart of the Hungarian settlement. Today we have mustard greens and collard greens. We've got a few squash, and we have okra, a few bell pepper, and a little bit of fall items.
Every Tuesday we're out here at the Goodwood Library, the main library on Goodwood, and we're here from 8 a.m. to 12 noon. The Tuesday market is a great little market, and we'll actually be doing a Thanksgiving market in November, the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, and we'll have several farmers out here then. We'll be doing a Christmas and a New Year's farmers market as well on Tuesdays before those holidays. So it's a great time to pick up local produce for all your holiday menus.
Wow, all of it looks so fresh and delicious. To find out what's coming up next, pick up a copy of our monthly newsletter, The Source, or visit us online at www.ebrpl.com.
Thanks, Kayla. Having the farmers market make regular stops at the main library on Goodwood helps highlight the wonderful fresh food offerings right at our door. We really appreciate all that BRETA has done over the years to make the farmers market such a success. That ensures that these local small businessmen keep finding new customers. And now for today's contest. Visit the library's Facebook page at facebook.com/ebrpl. I'm in the mood for some Thanksgiving reading, cookbook reading, that is. So how about sharing your favorite cookbook recipe for the big day? I bet the library's got a copy. That's facebook.com/ebrpl. And while you're there, enjoy. We're not your grandfather's library anymore. What's coming up on the Library Roadshow in December? Fun programs for the whole family through Beanstack.
Tune in next month and I'll take you to Attic Treasures and Collectibles.
Coming up next month, I'll share another digital resource with you.
Thanks so much for joining us on the Library Roadshow. And remember, your East Baton Rouge Parish Library is open 7 days a week at each and every one of 14 branches, plus 24/7 on the web. Check us out at ebrpl.com.
And that's how it goes.